Hey folks, Mr. Justin here with Secret Weapon Miniatures, and today I am bringing you a look at two different ways that we can create blood and gore for your bone fields bases. To get my blood, I have a bit of Yoo-Hoo all-purpose glue that I've put into my palette here. I'm going to add to that some Tamiya Color X27 clear red. You'll see right away how thick the glue is. I'll rinse off my brush. A little more red. Nice deep red color here. And I'm going to start by applying that directly to the base. I recommend a good stiff brush for this kind of work. Sometimes I use a toothpick, but when I'm working on these bases, it turns out I prefer using a brush just because I can have a little more control over where it spreads out. So I'm just painting this in here, nice and thick. Scrape it off the edge here, and then just wipe it off along that edge so you've got it where you want it. Feather it up onto the bones a bit. Fill in a drop right there. Just decide where you want it. Go ahead and put it on nice and thick. The next thing I'm going to do is take a small drop of the Citadel Color Chaos Black. Tiny, 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 tiny drop. See, that might actually be too much even. Put some of that off on my paper towel. Yeah, it was too much. This is just right. See, I get a nice dark red-black here. I'm going to go in and stipple that into place. Blend it in together so you've got a combination of that bright red and the darker red-black. And there's no need to be delicate here. You've got a couple of millimeters around the lip. Plenty of room to add all the gore you want. I'll go ahead and just fill this bad boy in. I'm going to use all of this mix that I made up here. Again, when you get along the rim there, just wipe it off with your finger. Last but not least, since I have a little extra here, I'm just going to scrape it right off into my base. Make a nice puddle in the middle. Pull off any of the bubbles by bringing it towards an edge. Should be able to get it with your brush. And then I'm going to let this dry. Here's another look at that base now that the Yoo-Hoo glue has dried. Again, this mix was made using Yoo-Hoo glue, Tamiya Clear Red X27, and a tiny touch of Citadel Chaos Black paint. And now let's take a look at creating a similar effect using realistic water and Secret Weapon washes. This is the same style of 40mm bone fields base, so that we're looking at like bases here. I have a bottle of the realistic water. I am simply going to apply that to the base without shaking it to a maximum depth of 1/8 of an inch, which will just about fill in the base. Just using the dropper to fill in the central channel here. Next I have a bottle of Secret Weapon Soft Body Black and Secret Weapon Ruby. 2 washes. I'm going to shake those up thoroughly. I'm going to take the Ruby wash, which is already a nice dark red-black. I'm going to put a little drop of that right into the realistic water. You can always come back and add more. I recommend doing this in small drops. It's tough to take it out, obviously. So I'm now just going to spread that around inside the realistic water. You can mix it up beforehand as well. I like doing it this way. I think it gets a little more organic looking, a little more flowing. Pull that back up onto the bases. You can see how quick this is. Nothing to it. I could actually stop right there if I wanted to. You can see we've got a nice dark red-black. But no! I'm going to up that a bit by taking my soft body black, adding just a drop right in the middle. Rinse off my brush. See that little drop in the middle? I am going to pull him out. Maybe you can see it. The light is really reflective on the realistic water here. Sorry about that. You'll get a good look at it after it dries. I'll post the finished pictures. But I put that drop in the middle and I am pulling it out to the edges, keeping the outside rim here, bright red, outside rim here, bright red, and running that black right through the middle so it'll add the illusion of depth. Here is another look at the bone-filled space that we did using realistic water and secret weapon washes. This is the base we did using Yoo-Hoo glue, Tamiya X27 clear red, and a spot of Citadel black. And for a bit of variety, here is one I used Tamiya clear green X25. Of course, imagination is your only limit here, so you can create whatever goo colors you want to add to your hollow-themed bone-filled spaces. Any questions, as usual, email Mr. Justin at secretweaponminiatures.com, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks so much.